Hey, it's this is the day after doing Laguna Seca with my friend Rich, and we're heading back up to Northern California. I, of course, mapped an alternate route back to Chico, and this is the first part of it. Now, initially, I wanted to drive this on the way down to Laguna Seca, but routing, as you probably heard me say before, routing is always never 100% set in stone. So I figured out what went wrong, and then on the way back I started at the right place and got onto Salinas Grade Rd, I believe is what it's called. I'm just calling the whole thing Salinas Highway kind of for this video, but for the first part of this video. The second part of it will be another road called Eastin Rd. Or not Eastern, but Eastin Rd, and that one's just pretty much a straight shot. But the way driving both of these roads was a fun mix of weather. So on Salinas, it was rain, and then it would get sunny, and then it kind of would mist again, and then it would get sunny. One of the things about this road that I found interesting is that the setting was great. I thought it would have been awesome. Once again, I'll keep saying this, to get drone footage of it, but it was extremely rainy, and a couple of times I had to get out of the car and wipe the rear windshield. Even though I had the camera set up inside, it still just was stupid to record. You can't see anything through the windshield. This is one of the big problems with, for whatever reason, the American version of the WRX, as opposed to the JDM version, doesn't have a rear windshield wiper. I have seen videos of JDM WRXs for the V8 generation with rear windshield wipers, and I don't know who decided, oh, the American ones, they don't need it. So anyways, you start off kind of in the lowlands, and you cut through some trees, and it's a 2-lane road. It's okay on the way out. Then as you kind of get out of the trees, you get into like these sort of rolling hills, and it's really cool looking. But one thing you start to notice is there's a lot of trash on the side of the road. And so as I got farther along, I noticed there was a lot of trash on the side of the road. And you'll see later in the video, there are some signs that say that this area is being watched by cameras, because I'm assuming people just throw trash out here. And for whatever reason, the one thing about that is that it made me feel like this is not a particularly safe road, not safe for driving necessarily, but not just safe in general, because it feels like maybe people are coming out here and just getting rid of their stuff and drinking or doing whatever. That's just kind of just a weird impression I've got of it. So kind of climb up this hill, and you climb up this short little grade. It's some nice turns, but the other downside to this road is that it gets really rough. Like, I just was not comfortable driving super assertive on it. I just kind of kept the speed low, of course the weather, but then just the road quality wasn't great. So there's not a lot of maintenance happening on this road. I'm guessing maybe it's from the kinds of trucks that are going up and down it. Maybe because, in the Salinas area, there's tons of agriculture. Maybe there's people that are working who live in San Juan Batista, where this road ends or starts, depending on which direction you're going. It ends for me in San Juan Batista. But on the way back, maybe people commute into Salinas, and, for whatever reason, not a good quality road. So that's why I'm giving it 2 stars. It's just okay. I probably wouldn't drive it again. I can't think of a reason why I would, even if the weather was good. There was some cool parts, you go through a lot of tree tunnels. That was cool. And then you come out in San Juan Batista. So I'm in San Juan Batista after getting off of Salinas Highway and just kind of got everything put away. I then started heading east towards I-5, jump on the 156 to the 152. I drive by San Luis Reservoir, which the view from the highway looking south across the reservoir were pretty awesome. I'm disappointed that I didn't pull over and get some photos, because it really was just gorgeous seeing the lake or the reservoir and the plains out, in the Central Valley there's like all these clouds and rain and sun. It was magical. So from 452, I turn left or north on the 33, and that's kind of a straight shot up to the 140, which I then turn onto the 140 left heading west before I hook onto or turn right onto Orchard Eastin Road. Eastin, not Eastern, but Eastin. Now, there's nothing really particularly difficult about this road. There's not a lot of turns. There's really no turns, maybe slight curving. It's pretty much a straight shot through these orchards, and I thought, well, maybe I'll take some photos of me. Not photos, sorry. I thought maybe I'll, get some video of me driving relatively assertively out here on this road. And once again, it was raining, and then it wasn't raining, and it was nice. I mean, it's just a straight shot up to, so hook onto the 33 through Crow's Landing, and then keep heading north. For a while there, I had no idea where I was. I mean, sure, I have mapping and all that kind of stuff, but I was just like, I don't know where I am. What's really kind of funny. But this was just a short little snippet, after Salinas Highway. So just thought I'd capture brief little bits of this, get some little snippets of post Laguna Seca and share those. It's a fine alternate route, and based on a drive I did later in the year and thinking about it and what my experience was driving I-5 north through this section of California, I would rather take the 4 or 5 extra hours. I mean, I don't think it was that much. I'm being hyperbolic. Is that maybe the right term? And I would much rather drive 33 the whole way than ever being on I-5 through the Central Valley again. It was so painful doing that later in the year in June when I did that drive. And I would much rather drive these backcountry orchard roads, stop signs and all, than drive on I-5. That's how bad it was. So take that in the spirit in which it's intended. Like, yes, I will continue my phobia of I-5 for long trips, because that was just punishing. It's better through Oregon, even though Oregon has the same number of lanes. Something about Oregon just seems better, even though it's not, not the best in the world. But like, how is it that Northern California can get a 4-lane highway all the way from like Sacramento up to the border, but through the probably the most traffic intensive part of California, long distance wise on I-5, they can only do 2 lanes of I-5 north and 2 lanes of I-5 south. It's just dumb. Those are my thoughts. I hope you enjoy them, and I will see you out there.